Hey everyone, StarCraft2edu here with our third video. I am Buckshot, with me is Delmaj, and this is a game, actually a matchup. Oh, sorry, gotta press play. There we go. It's in fast. There we go. This is a matchup of Zerg versus Protoss, because our first subscriber actually requested a Protoss versus Zerg. So, being super cool to our new VIP anonymous friend, our first subscriber. Here is a Zerg versus Protoss. Delmich played this. He is the Zerg, blue Zerg spawning in the top right, and his opponent is I suck at StarCraft, the red Protoss, in the bottom left. What was your ladder when you played this? Wait, where were you ranked?
I was in gold at the time of this game. I'm in platinum now, I'm happy to say. But at the time of this game, I was in Gold League. And one thing you will notice about this game is for this map, Zerg has a pretty easy time with expanding on this map, which is very nice for any Zerg player. So you have your natural right here, right next to your main base, and then you have your third base behind these destructible rocks. So if the game ever gets into the late stages, you're always going to want to go for these rocks to get your third. So you destroy those rocks, and then you can always try and get your fourth gold too, if it comes down to it.
Something about this map also, if you're a Zerg player, you don't have to take this third base, this natural, as your third. You can go and take a high yield as your third base, which is not uncommon to do, because the path to your base is pretty much through this high yield. So you're gonna see their army coming at you. Now you'll notice Delmich doing a little trickery here, stealing the gas. You can just cancel the gas if you want though and rebuild it. Keep your probe alive, or keep your drone alive, keeps the scouting going. Our Protoss player playing pretty standard right now. Yep, dropping the cyber core at about 16 supply, very standard. Actually letting the gas finish.
So now that I've been playing a lot more TOS and Zerg games, in this situation, I probably should have canceled that Vespene down there in the Red's base, and I should have kept scouting with my drone, and I would have seen that cyber core, and I would have started going straight for more lings than anything, because if he's going to try and pump out early stalkers, lings are the best counter to that, always. So you can always mass more lings than they have stalkers. You get a good surround. Those stalkers are going to go down pretty quick. You can see, however, I kept the gas up, so I can't see the cyber core. So all I know right now is that he could be trying to Z-bot rush me or something along those lines, because I did steal his gas, so he is going to be mineral heavy. So I'm expecting some sort of Z-bot rush, so I lay down those two spine crawlers.
Now, if you notice, just a side note, I have not watched this game from Delmich yet, so I am casting this with fresh eyes so I can critique it to the fullest. Something the Protoss player is doing very smart. You keep the Zealot here for in case of a Zergling run by, and you notice he's not using this Zealot to kill the gas, because maybe a lesser player, if you want to get up to a little trickery, you let the gas finish, and he takes that first Zealot away, and then you can run Zerglings into his base. This is the only thing keeping Zerglings out of the base right now. So, also you'll notice, Delmich still being a little fresh of a Zerg player. He's not really expanding. He's more kind of used to this one-base Zerg play, one-base Roach play. Not necessarily a bad strategy, but there are, if you were to one-base Roach, you could probably do it a little faster than about the 5-minute mark. That's a little slow, but at the lower levels, it can still be very effective, especially against a Protoss who walled in. You run your Roaches right here, you kind of bust down the heavy buildings. It can be effective if done correctly.
So as you can see, our Protoss player is getting some stalkers out. He's got a sentry on the way, just popped out there. So he's doing pretty much a standard Protoss opening, gateway opening. He's got his warp gate technology researching right now. He's got his 3 warp gates. So this, a sort of common Protoss build is going to be some sort of 3 gate and then potentially expanding. And as you can see, he's laying his pylons down all over his base, just making sure I'm guessing for some sort of Nidus drop or something like that. You want to be able to see your entire base. You don't want Nidus worms sneaking up on you.
You'll also notice that Delma is doing the same thing with his overlords. If you're Terran, build a supply depot all around your base because you want to be able to see drops or anything coming. For Protoss, the 3-gate, it allows you to basically expand. This is the common strategy. It's a 3-gate and then an expand. You can sometimes go 3-gate robotics. It is possible, but usually if you see just three warp gates, they're probably just going for an expansion, which I Suck at StarCraft is going for right now. Other than that, on Delmage's side, looks like we got 5 roaches popping out already, and he's got 5 more coming. Or he's already got 5 on the field. Roach speed getting going, that's very crucial for roaches. You'll notice though, still on one base. If you're a Zerg player, you absolutely must stay at least one base ahead of your opponent. You want to be up a base, and now he's actually down a base. So this is becoming to look very good for our Protoss player as he lays down a Stargate.
So I'm just going to give you guys a quick sneak preview for this game. One of the reasons I end up winning this game, and one of the reasons for that is because of bad mineral management on the Protoss player's part. He manages to stay an entire base ahead of me this entire game, and he is way ahead in the mineral count, in the probe count. So in all terms of economy, he stays ahead of me. So you can see right now, he's at 31, I'm right around 30, which is great for one base. But when you start to get to 2 base, you're going to need to start adding more. 30 saturates a base. And
looks like we got an attack coming in here real quick. And you'll notice that it's a very stalker-heavy mix. He could actually force field here behind these roaches. Oh, not going to. There's the force field. Still not catching these roaches, and scoots out the back door, using the grass a little bit to get a quick shot in there. And the force field misses again, and then another one. You can see if these force fields landed right here, all 4 of them were placed right here, trapped all of those roaches, and they all would have gone down. Instead, roaches are still here and in healthy numbers, but now Delmage does see he's got an expansion up, and it's going right into these stalkers. Probably could have microed back a little bit more, but definitely doing a little bit of damage here. But more importantly, seeing that there is a second base up and realizing that he takes his second expansion.
Yeah, the biggest bonus to that attack right there was that I got to see that he had expanded already. You also noticed at the beginning of the battle, I was microing those zealots very well, against the zealots very well. An unupgraded zealot, a zealot without charge, is very slow. It's not going to be able to catch a stalker. It's not going to be able to catch a marine. It's not going to be able to catch a roach, and especially a roach with speed. Even more so, a roach on creep. So one thing you can always do against any slow type of unit, like especially a zealot, is if you have a faster unit, you can do the step shoot, where you step back, shoot, and that zealot will never catch you, and you can get a free kill without taking any damage, which is very vital when it comes into trying to keep your numbers high throughout an entire game.
Definitely. Now you'll know something Delmage's doing here. When I play a Zerg, I typically just like to pop up my 2 spine crawlers here and run them down to my natural. Saves 200 minerals that could be spent on drones. Now, basically there we go. Basically, at this point in the game, after seeing that expansion go up, Delmage is still opting to go for roaches. You'll notice that he is 12 harvesters behind a Protoss, where actually Zerg wants to be about 12 harvesters ahead, 10 to 12 harvesters, always ahead of a Protoss, because they have things like Chrono Boost, and also Zerg, you just need to stay that base up. Something good he is doing though, he's staying on top of his inject larva pretty well, getting that Zergling speed a little late because he went for the roaches, but also more importantly dropping the Hydralisk den. You'll notice that I don't think, did you actually scout?
I did not scout. I am doing this blindly.
He is blindly getting the best counter to Void Rays possible, but also Hydralisks are the gateway killers. That whole army was gateway. He now is running off of 5 gateways. If you are a Zerg player, you want your Hydralisks. They will cut through stalkers and zealots.
A Roach Hydra army is a very strong army. Hydras have one of the highest DPS in the game, so they will cut through most ground units, and they will definitely cut through Void Rays very easily.
Yep. Now you notice our red Protoss player, running right kind of into this Overseer, so he's going to get picked off by the Queen. There he goes. But being able to come in here, he saw the roaches. Did he actually see? He did not see the Hydralisk Den. So he saw the massive roach ball, and he did not see the Hydratech. So he is, although taking his third gold, which is, and actually a little scouting going on in here. So he sees Chrono Boosting Thermal Lance and a Stargate. So now he knows what's up. Delmage knows the units he's going up against, but like I said, on this map, a lot of players just like to opt to take their third base right here, because look, his natural's right here. There's the third gold. Very close, very easy to defend.
So right now, if you notice, in terms of minerals up in the top right corner here, you can see the red player, he's doing a pretty decent job with his macro. He's keeping his minerals pretty low, which is something you always want to do. But one thing that happens is as the late game starts to go on, he's going to start to mismanage his minerals a bit, and he's going to fall behind on his macro. And that's probably the only reason I stay alive in this game. I hard counter the units that he throws at me. But other than that, he probably should have had higher numbers than me because his economy is so much better than mine.